You might be wondering how the alien films and Roman mythology connect with pants-crappingly scary xenomorphs. Well, sit tight because I have the answers. Hey y'all, my name is Mike Vaughn, and in this video, I want to talk about the many interesting layers of Roman and Greek mythology and how it inhabits the alien films, specifically Alien Romulus. Before we begin, please consider giving this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Now, back to the video. So, full T, I wasn't planning on doing an Alien Romulus video, but damn, I was totally blown away by the amount of love and care that went into this requel. Thankfully, on an $80 million budget, the film is burning it up at the box office, and at the time of this recording, has reached well over 225 million, not including international markets. Now, I do plan on a full video review at some point. However, just a quick sum up, I think it's a breath of fresh air in a franchise that has been extremely hit or miss. One aspect of the film that I was pleasantly surprised was not only did it not ignore Prometheus, but it folded elements from it, and not in a way that felt like fan service. And yes, I really enjoyed Prometheus, which introduced the film series to some very weighty philosophical elements that gave it, and the other films, a deeper meaning and richer world building. It also laid the groundwork for not only giving an origin to the xenomorphs, but more importantly, and a key component of this video, a better understanding of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Because at the end of the day, the company is by far worse than any creature in this series. Now, this concept of big business being evil is nothing new, of course, but it is a theme that has been baked into the series going back to Dan O'Bannon's Truckers in Space concept. In the original 1979 Alien, we don't know a lot about Weyland. However, we very much get a sense that the crew is overworked and underpaid. The shares dispute leads me to believe that the workers must fight and scrap for what they think they're owed. Later, we learn that Weyland goes far beyond just being a shitty company when it's revealed that the crew's lives are literally expendable in order to retrieve a living xenomorph. Therefore, the crew is a pawn in a larger and more sinister game. This chess game metaphor is extended as both androids in the series, Bishop and Rook, are named after chess pieces. And this certainly is taken a step further, as in Alien Romulus, we finally get to see what life is like for miners, who are nothing more than indentured slaves. Life for them is bleak, and much like 1979's Alien, the company doesn't view the workers as anything more than expendable cattle. I'm no expert on Roman myth, but here's a very simple overview of the legend of Romulus and Remus. A pair of twin brothers are born to mother Rhea Servia and Mars, the god of war. Seeing these boys as a threat to his throne, Romulus had the babies put in a basket and left to die on the river Tiber. This all but guaranteed a horrible, certain death for the twin boys. However, their fates were now in the hands of the gods, and fate would smile upon them and have something very different in store. On a sunny day, a she-wolf was nearby. She spotted the basket and saw the twins, helpless and afraid. Amazingly, she allowed the babies to feed off her, and little did they know at the time, but this milk would give them immense strength. In yet another good turn of fortune, a shepherd found the twins. Her burden done, the she-wolf allowed the man to take them away. With their new family, the boys, now named Romulus and Remus, would not only thrive, but they would dominate everything they put their minds to. In a full circle moment, the brothers would kill the now on the throne Romulus after Remus was captured. This feat completed, the boys could have easily taken the throne for themselves, yet they decided they could do better and desired to start anew with their own city. However, after a violent dispute broke out about where the city should be built, Romulus killed his brother. Afterwards, he founded Rome. Again, this is a very simple version of the myth, and if y'all are interested in some more context, I did link a video below that is solely dedicated to the topic. I highly recommend it. The link's in the description. Prometheus, according to Greek myth, sculpted man from clay, and the Greek god loved his creation and couldn't bear seeing them literally out in the cold being hunted by animals. He gave them fire, and it's also said that he gave humanity knowledge such as medicine, science, and language. Zeus was not a big fan of humans and demanded that they sacrifice a portion of their food to him. The catch was Zeus got to pick which portion. Prometheus, thinking this was very unfair, would try to trick Zeus. He cleverly hid unedible bones underneath choice cuts of meat and gross looking stomach over top of choice cuts of meat. And it worked for a while, yet when he learned he was tricked, Zeus took away man's fire. Prometheus climbed Mount Olympus and stole fire from the sacred hearth. When Zeus saw that man once again had fire, this incurred his wrath. Prometheus was tied to a boulder, and an eagle would peck out his liver, and it would only grow back to have the entire cycle repeat over and over again. Again, there is a video that goes into way more detail, and I very much recommend checking it out. Like the other video, the link is in the description. The story behind how the above mentioned myths and the alien films can be best summed up by hubris. Romulus, Remus, and Prometheus are connected by the fact that mankind needs a missing key ingredient to flourish, and in terms of alien, evolve. In the case of the myth of Prometheus, it was the gift of life-giving fire, something that mankind needed to sustain itself. In the Romulus myth, the she-wolf's milk not only saved Romulus and Remus, but her milk helped the brothers grow into amazing warriors, and for one of them, the founder of an entire city, the other, not so much. In terms of alien, the gift to humanity is Compound Z01, also colloquially known as the Black Goo, which came from the engineers. This is the species, of course, that created humans. This goo is the building blocks for a superior version of humans. A human that didn't have to worry about sickness, aging, and weakness. But what do all these gifts have in common? Well, simply put, the milk, the fire, and the black goo were given freely and willingly. In some cases, such as Prometheus, this came with grave consequences. However, Weyland-Yutani took it for themselves. Not only was this power stolen, not unlike Prometheus stealing fire from the gods, but unlike that myth, the company's interest was purely self-serving, and the gift was perverted from its original intent. The creature known as the Offspring in the new Alien film is possibly the most terrifying new monster in the series. Seriously, the gasps and screams in the theater when this thing made its appearance was amazing. Yet, outside of this just being a really cool new monster design, like everything else here, it serves a larger narrative and ties into the themes. Like the Romulus and Remus myth, the Offspring suckles its mother, draining her, much like the she-wolf. Only this is the terrifying inverse of that. Motherhood has always been a strong theme in the Alien franchise. The ship's controller is Mother, Alien is about birth and life. The sequel, Aliens, takes this a step further with Ripley taking on a new mother role, and this mirrors the mother alien, aka the Queen. There are various birth scenes throughout the series. Going back as far as the very first Alien film, the series has always been linked to other cultures and their myths. By doing so, it adds this layer of complexity, sure, but it also contributes to an expansive world building. Indeed, you can see a lot of Egyptian-like imagery, and yes, even Greek and Roman influences. All of this stuff is hardwired from the start, so it seems natural that Alvarez carries the torch and brings fire to this epic sci-fi series. Coming full circle, Alien has its own myth in popular culture, and with each new decade, that myth keeps getting expanded upon. Having read more on Greek and Roman myth really helped me appreciate the deeper meanings and themes behind not only Alien Romulus, but the other Alien films, more specifically the latter entries. I love how Ridley Scott and now Freddy Alvarez really fleshes out this world, and sprinkle throughout the timeless lessons that are among the very first stories ever told. I hope you enjoyed that video, and while you're here, please check out these, and I'll see y'all in the next one.